All right, let's get going here. Long drive home. Holy shit, man. God, that was fucking satisfying. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna need sunglasses. Holy shit. That was. Oh, god damn, that was fucking satisfying. Hold on here. Let me make sure I get out of here. You're taking up 2 lanes. You should not be doing that. All right. Anyway, all right. Now we're on our way. God, that was fucking great. 7 fucking points. 7 points from Green Bay. Unbelievable. Never would have thought. I like most people, I thought this was going to be some sort of a shootout game, win or lose. Never thought 7 points. And yes, we have to acknowledge that the first fucking play for Green Bay would have been a touchdown, but Troy Williamson, clone that they got, dropped it, and obviously the game would have been very different from that point, but the defense played fantastic. There was the one drive where they kind of started to run on us a little bit. They really weren't running up the middle at all on us the whole game. They kind of started to get us on the edge some, but when they got a touchdown, and then the Minnesota sports fan PTSD shit kicks in, and you're like, oh god, what's going to happen now? Are they going to come back? But that it never really got super dicey like that. There were a couple points where I was like, we might need to do something here, but they never made. They never had like the really big penalty. They never had like a turnover. It was none of that. They never made, so much of football is just, limiting your own mistakes, and they didn't make any mistakes today. Green Bay made a couple. They dropped a touchdown, and they got the strip sack. I don't even know who ended up getting like the credit for those on Rodgers, where he just got like engulfed by a couple of guys. But this was fantastic because you put a 23-7 on the 3-time reigning division champs, and you got a lot to work on. Like, this was not the best they can do by any means, I don't think. But kind of rewind to the start of the game. Everyone's fired up, fucking crazy crowd. We get the ball, we go right down the field, score a touchdown. Just awesome. And of course going for the 4th down made every sense in the world, but I don't know, does the previous coach do it? He maybe doesn't. But yeah, we're just immediately feeding to JJ. I think we only ran it like twice on that drive. We got it going again before halftime, or whatever that one was with where Kirk, they got the egg rocking the 8. Kirk did one of the best jobs I've ever seen of him kind of moving in the pocket. We had a pocket to begin with, but he moved up in the pocket, fired a ball to JJ, and then JJ did the rest, gets in there, and it's 17 zip. Joseph kicked a 56-yard field goal, ties the record for the team. Boy, maybe he's gonna miss some this year. It's gonna happen. Hopefully not in super crunch situations, but one of the best moves, that the previous administration made was not ditching this guy. Like, he's a good kicker. He's not always gonna make the kick, but he's a good kicker. And that was a big kick because that was a spot where, you had gotten the turnover, and you didn't want to come away empty-handed, and if you miss it there, they got great field position. It's almost like the turnover never happened. But so that was a big kick. Obviously JJ, incredible game. He didn't set the team record for yards in a game. He was on pace for it because he had like 150 at halftime. But second half off, I would say like the biggest like negative from the game is the second half offense was not very good. And they weren't on the field that much, but they had a chance to really put it away with that after that strip sack. They didn't do it. They kind of struggled a little bit, to run the ball. They kind of got it going at a couple points with Cook. But they didn't run the ball great. It was basically Kirk and JJ, just that two of them hooking up. That was most of the offense in this game, because Thielen didn't even catch a ball till I think it was like pretty late. It might have even been fourth quarter. Osborne caught a couple. Irv Smith didn't catch a pass, I don't think. So I'm sure this is not the KOC game plan is to just have it be all one guy. I'm sure he wants to, get more guys involved more often, and I'm sure that's going to be, a focus going forward. But I mean, every team goes into a game planning to, JJ's the guy you got to shut down, and they didn't, and Green Bay did not shut him down at all. The only time they shut him down, because they even missed Kirk almost hit him on another touchdown. When they got their first field goal, they almost got a touchdown. He just didn't quite get that second foot in time. And then there was they called a real ticky-tack offensive pass interference on him at one point. So, but other than that, they didn't stop him at all. They did absolutely nothing to stop him. So whatever their plan was, it didn't work. But yeah, so and Kirk was fine. Like he took, I think, one sack maybe. They had the new offensive line was a thing that was going to be looked at. Ed Ingram had a couple of those welcome to the NFL moments. There was one that was like a 3rd and 2, and he just got the guy just was like, I think it was at Clark. He just blew right by him without even recognizing that he was there, and sacked Kirk and made the punt. But I think that was the only one sack. There was one or two others that came close, but they only got one sack. And if you say, hey, you're going to face Green Bay, who's got a pretty good defense, and you're only going to have one sack, I think you would take that 100 times out of 100. So yeah, the offense, it was the Kirk and JJ show, and boy, it's hard to see this sun. The sun is right at me here. So what am I thinking here? The offense was just Kirk and JJ. I'm sure that will improve with time. Again, they made a big deal about how we didn't have the preseason reps. Well, they didn't have the preseason reps, but now they'll have more game reps. They'll get, I expect this offense to be. I don't think anyone should have expected this offense to be a finished product in week 1. I think they're just going to get better and better. Ingram's going to get better and better with more experience. There was no glaring thing with Bradbury today. They seem to kind of get him more off the edges a couple times for pressure, but defense is this. JJ and Kirk show, and then the defense is the story of the day. Zadarius Smith is the happiest man in Minnesota tonight. He was so happy when he got that first sack on Rodgers, and he might have gotten another one. But I mean, they show him on the sideline. He is beaming. He is the happiest man I have ever seen in my life. And Rodgers is such a dickhead. I'm not surprised that a guy would like to sack him. I didn't get to see. I couldn't see any of it. I saw some stuff about it, but supposedly Rodgers was not looking too happy on the sidelines. Well, this is what he wanted. They had to trade Devontae Adams because of his greed. But they got after Rodgers pretty well. They sacked him, I think, 4 or 5 times. Hunter got him once. Zadarius Smith got him once. He threw up that it didn't end up really meaning anything in the game, but he just kind of threw up that jump ball interception to Harrison Smith. He had a couple of real bad throws. There was one in particular, I think that was like a 3rd down, and it was just way off, even though the guy was wide open out in the flat, and he just completely missed him. So we got it. They rattled him. Like that's the idea. Rattle the quarterback, get to the quarterback, confuse him. I don't know if we confused him, but we certainly rattled him. Obviously, that first play loomed large because the whole game is different from that point on. If they run one play and it's 7-7, who knows exactly how everything goes after that point. We still maybe win, but that was huge. But you know what? Those kinds of breaks go against us all the fucking time, and the other teams never have to apologize for it. How many weird things have gone against the Vikings in games over the years, and those teams have never had to apologize for it. So we had a guy drop what would have been a wide open touchdown on the first play of the game. Good for us getting a break. Like, no apologies are going to be made for that. But the secondary did okay. Like that. I mean, I know Dancer got hurt at one point. I don't know if he got back in there, but I know Booth got hurt and he was out. But they held up okay. Like this is one of the toughest games on the schedule. It's one of the toughest quarterbacks you're going to play, and they did pretty well and only gave up 7 points. And they had the goal line stand, which was really unexpected. Like, you never really expect a 4th and goal to 1. Yeah, sometimes your team stops them, but you don't really think it's going to happen. And then they stopped them. I'm like, what? And then of course they put together that nice drive to go down and get a field goal. But like that, both of those situations would have tied the game. Either the first play of the game or the goal line stand. But that's what you got to do. Like that's a lot of how it is. Like sometimes it's just like 2 or 3 plays. The whole game swings the whole thing, and they made the plays. Maybe Green Bay's regretting running the ball there, but they ran the ball. And like that's how they got in position to maybe score a touchdown. Mostly was by running the ball, or that might have been the drive where they kind of threw it on us a little bit. But like they never really got in a position where it felt like they were going to be able to make the comeback. Like there was a little offense bogged down in the second half a little bit, and that'll be something to work on. But again, it's like you've got these things to work on. It's like you can point to different things to work on, and you just put a 23-7 on Green Bay. Like it's like the best of every possible scenario. Like that's what coaches dream of. You win a game, but you got stuff to work on. So I guess that's probably about it. Yeah. I mean, just like the pass rush was good. Kendricks made a couple plays, and we made one that was like a pass breakup. That was a really good play. There's certainly no glaring names on defense who didn't look good. I mean, everybody kind of. I think it was Pat P who got beat on that first play, but he didn't catch the ball, so it doesn't count against him. That's how it works sometimes. But I think this was a fantastic start to the season. I don't think. I mean, obviously, if you blow them out like 48-3, like, yeah, that would have been better. But I mean, I don't think you could draw it up much better because I think we come out of this game still very, very confident in the offense. But I think the confidence that we can maybe have in the defense is going to be way higher than we thought, and that might be the key for how far this team can go this year is what the defense can provide. And obviously, injuries are going to come into effect at some point. There's going to be guys who get hurt. Hopefully not many, but if this defense, and again, this was one of the toughest games on the schedule. Like, I mean, we got to go to Buffalo, and we still have to go to Lambeau, but there's some very tough games in there. But even next week in Philly, that's going to be tough. But Philly put up I think 38 points today, but like they can do it. Like if they can do this against Aaron Rodgers, and you never have to apologize for giving up only 7 points to an Aaron Rodgers team. Never. So if they can do this in their first, real game with this defensive scheme and coordinator and everything, then the future is so bright right now. Like this is the best season opening win that the Vikings have had. I don't even know how long. Like they've had seasons where they've been good and they've won in week 1, but I can't remember the last time I came away from one this like enthusiastic and encouraged. Like even like 2009, they weren't that good the first couple games. They just played bad teams. Like they didn't catch their stride. If this team follows that kind of trajectory, they'll be catching their stride and they'll be killing teams. And I just think this was such a fucking wonderful start to the season. Beating the Packers, getting to watch all those salty Packer fans stream out of US Bank Stadium with a couple minutes to go while they're all whining like, enjoy your Super Bowl. Fuck you, Packer fans. You're a whole bunch of whining little bitches. I'm so glad we shut you up. And we'll see each other again. But this was a hell of a game, a hell of a start to the season. I am so encouraged for what this team can be going forward. Maybe this team can be even better than I anticipated. So that's about it. Can't wait to digest all the post game stuff. But Vikings fans, I can take these off now. Vikings fans, we have an incredibly bright future ahead, and I think we absolutely made the right hire at head coach.